So there are various dimensions to this, but you see this guy? I never even bothered learning what this one's called. This is just one of the classic weeds in the world. It's as tall as me. I'm 6'4". It's as tall as me. And it's sitting here in his agapanthus, and it took me seconds to pull it. Now the garden crew of Lisbon is coming around. They might get to it, but you see it's lived for months. It took me moments to pull it. And now this agapanthus is like all nice. Now there's a tree. That's a tree seedling. And I did not pull that. I didn't feel like it, and it's so hard to pull a tree. But in this beautiful park, this Portuguese park, dedicated to an English king, Eduardo VII, Edward VII. And everywhere I go, I'll pick up trash and take responsibility for public space. I'll pull weeds readily, anytime. You know, this guy is just making seeds, and it just makes more work. But now it's done, and I'll dispose of it properly. And I encourage everybody to take responsibility for public space, because we're not infants. We're not infants, and we're normally behaving like infants, and we normally have no engagement with public space except looking and gawking, and that's nice and all, and just enjoying. And we don't have to be slaves, but just when I see a bag and then there's trash around, I'll pick up that bag and I'll fill it with trash, and then I'll throw it in the trash bin. And it doesn't take much time, and I'm not that self-conscious about it anymore. And when I see a weed that's easy to pull, and it's like a problem, and it's kind of marring the landscape, I'll pull it. I'm talking about weeds as a whole thing that we can get into, but a weed is just a plant that's legitimate and has a right to live in the wrong place, and they're generally pioneer species. Pioneer species meaning when we've screwed up a place, neglected it, they come in and they provide biomass, and they get ready to, you know, die and compost their bodies so that other things that can create a more stable environment can live. They're pioneer species. And that's generally what weeds are, and that's generally the weeds that we don't like, are pioneer species, and they're covering from our neglect. And they're not a problem at all. They're biomass builders. So that's just my little thing on weeding and taking care of public space. So look at how few subscribers there are. I could really use the help. Thank you so much. Big blessings to you, and big huge hug to you.